Ladies and gentlemen, racers, fans, and friends around the world, tonight we do things a little different, because tonight isn't about Knuckleheadz racing. It's not about the cars or the checkered flag. It's not even about the drivers strapped in, ready to battle. Tonight, it's about one man, a legend with a microphone, the voice that brought dirt track racing to life. Bob or Nathan, as some call him, our mate from the land down under. For years, Bob has been the heartbeat of these races, calling every lap, every slide job, every heart-stopping moment. And when he's not on the mic, well, we imagine him chasing snakes through the outback, boxing kangaroos, or just sitting under a gum tree with a cup of tea and some fairy bread with sprinkles. He's got the accent that keeps us guessing, the words that make us laugh, and the passion that makes him family, Bob. Tonight, this is your night. This one's for you. He's the man with the mic from the land of the sun, where the kangaroos jump and the wild runs. From the bush to the booth, he brought the heat, calling dirt track battles from seat to seat. Here's to Bob, yeah, the voice we all know, calling every slide, every high side show, from Australia's dust to our hometown clay. Bob, tonight this is your day. Fairy bread dreams and a slang so sweet, he'll make you laugh right out of your seat. Maybe boxing kangaroos or chasing snakes, but when he's on the mic, man, the earth shakes. Here's to Bob, yeah, the voice we all know, calling every slide, every high side show, from Australia's dust to our hometown clay. Bob, tonight this is your day. Every lap, every cheer, every turn in the night, you gave dirt track racing its soul, its light. Not just a friend, your family too. Bob, this song is just for you. Here's to Bob, yeah, the legend we know, calling every slide, every wild show, from the land down under to the Knucklehead crew. Bob, tonight we race for you. From all of us here at Knuckleheadz Racing, thank you for every lap, every word, and every year you've given us. This one's for you, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, racers, fans, and friends around the world, tonight we do things a little different, because tonight isn't about Knuckleheadz racing. It's not about the cars or the checkered flag. It's not even about the drivers strapped in, ready to battle. Tonight, it's about one man, a legend with a microphone, the voice that brought dirt track racing to life. Bob or Nathan, as some call him, our mate from the land down under. For years, Bob has been the heartbeat of these races, calling every lap, every slide job, every heart-stopping moment. And when he's not on the mic, well, we imagine him chasing snakes through the outback, boxing kangaroos, or just sitting under a gum tree with a cup of tea and some fairy bread with sprinkles. He's got the accent that keeps us guessing, the words that make us laugh, and the passion that makes him family, Bob. Tonight, this is your night. This one's for you. He's the man with the mic from the land of the sun, where the kangaroos jump and the wild runs. From the bush to the booth, he brought the heat, calling dirt track battles from seat to seat. He'll make you laugh right out of your seat. Maybe boxing kangaroos or chasing snakes, but when he's on the mic, man, the earth shakes. Here's to Bob, yeah, the voice we all know, calling every slide, every high side show, from Australia's dust to our hometown clay. Bob, tonight this is your day. Every lap, every cheer, every turn in the night, you gave dirt track racing its soul, its light. Not just a friend, your family too. Bob, this song is just for you. Here's to Bob, yeah, the legend we know, calling every slide, every wild show, from the land down under to the Knucklehead crew. Bob, tonight we race for you. From all of us here at Knuckleheadz Racing, thank you for every lap, every word, and every year you've given us. This one's for you, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, race.
Alright, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another episode of MOTOWEAR TV coming your way. It's the last race of the racing, the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We have the MOTOWEAR International Limited Late Models. We're over in Weedsport, USA for the Weedsport Speedway Round of the Dirt Limited Late Models for MOTOWEAR International. They're currently in practice. My coffee is literally just about to arrive, so I thought we'll jump on. We'll go live. We'll get the times and stuff up on our screens, and we'll check out some of the last few minutes of practice. 14.244 quick time. John Bennett 14.293 with a 14.352 for Chris Dandridge. Josh Robertson 14.361. 14.384 for Brian Angel in the top 5 spot. 14.421 for Dawson Potter. 14.422 for Alan Hunt. 14.441 for Mike Davis. Wayne Bridges 14.468. 14.543 for Jonathan Foxworth. Mikey Mixter with a 14.597 and a 14.693 for Brett Vanderwood. 12 cars have registered. 12 cars on the track. This looks like this is our field, boys and girls. I'll be back. Just going to go grab my drink, and we'll get this broadcast underway. Oh, we're well into qualifying. I didn't realize it took me that long to get my coffee. It was still a little bit of practice. I was like, I'll just have a bite of my food before we get on to things, but camera didn't like it. All right, looks like qualifying is done though. So 14.928 is our quick time. 14.936 second quickest, and 14.983 our third quickest time. They are very, very close times. John Bennett, Travis McDonald, and Chris Standridge, Josh Roberts, Mikey Mixter, 15.022 and 15.030. With a 15.039 for Mike Davis, 15.047 and 15.051 for Wayne Bridges. Man, those times are close. 15.070, 15.077 for Alan Hunt and Brian Angel, 15.092 for Jonathan Foxworth, with a 15.717 for Brett Vanderwood. Looks like they're going to run it out just in case. I've been on mute that whole freaking time. You're serious? I haven't done that in a while, actually. All right, our grid for our first heat, the Motor International Limited Late Models for the Dirt Limited Late Models here at Weedsport Speedway. I'm about 2 sips into my coffee, so sorry, guys. John Bennett, Chris Standridge, front row. Mikey Mixter and Dawson Potter, second row. Third row is going to be Alan Hunt. And we'll try that again. John Bennett, Chris Standridge, front row. Mikey Mixter and Dawson Potter, second row. Alan Hunt and Jonathan Foxworth on at that third and final row. One car will go straight through to the feature. The remaining cars will line up for our Consi race before the feature race here tonight. That's right, I looked at the format. I know what the racing deal is tonight. Nice little cheeseburger right there. Now there we go. Standard John Bennett, part of the top three. Mikey Mixer, Jonathan Fox with Alan Hunt. The remainder of this 6-car field. Remembering, one car will go straight through to the feature out there. They'll have the one heat race. They'll go straight through to the feature. That'll be the winner. The rest will race Cruisey. Get off my screen. Lap 6 of 6, the last lap of our first heat race, which is Sandridge is going to take it out. It's a lot of racing. Around 100 laps of racing still to come here tonight. Well, I've got the hiccups. Excuse me. All right, results for Heat 1 are as follows. B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 6th. Alan Hunt in 5th. Mikey Mixter 4th. John Bennett for J&J BAM Motorsports in 3rd. K. Charles Ferrer and Dawson Potter in 2nd. But Chris Standridge for Yoda Outlaws is our Heat 1 victor. Heat 2 is going to be Travis McDonald and Josh Roberts. On that front row, Mike Davis and Wayne Bridges 2nd row. Brian Angel and Brett Vanderwood on that 3rd and final row. Just one more time around the track. We'll get this one underway. MOTOWEAR International Limited late models for the MOTOWEAR International, sorry, for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Wow, Bob. Here we go, Heat 2 is about to get underway. Here's Travis, that's our points leader. We looked up yesterday, didn't we, guys? Yeah, Travis McDonald out points, a leader over Jonathan Foxworth. Travis will take the rear field in this run. If he wins the heat. Much follow the leader at the moment. Travis McDonald, Josh Roberts, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood. Box 6, Travis McDonald still at race leader. Josh Roberts still up there in 2nd with Brian Angel in 3rd. Lap around the track, white flag lap. done and dusted. Oh, it's Red Bulls from a coffee. Did not get them at all. Not happy. All right, results are as follows. Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanderwood in 6th. Wayne Bridges 5th. Mo Diggy Murphy's Mike Davis in 4th. Yoda Outlaws teammate Brian Angel in 3rd. J&J Motorsports Josh Roberts 2nd, but our points leader Travis McDonald will take out Heat 2's victory. We'll be starting rear of field, of course, but we'll be able to pick up the victory. All right, our Conti race up now. So Dawson Potter, Josh Roberts, front row. John Bennett, Brian Angel, 2nd row, 3rd row. Mikey Mixter and Mike Davis. Alan Hunt and Wayne Bridges on that 2nd row, 3rd row is going to... Sorry, start that again, Bob. How did I get to 3rd row by the end? 1st row, Josh Roberts and Dawson Potter. 2nd row, John Bennett and Brian Angel. 3rd row, Mikey Mixter and Mike Davis. 4th row, Alan Hunt and Wayne Bridges. 5th row, Jonathan Foxworth and Brett Vanderwood. There we go, Bob. Get your shit together. Ooh. The jump scare, but I don't think it worked properly. It scared the shit out of me, but more because it was broken than the actual jump scare. Let's have a look. Who is it? Ryken, Devour Worm. Who are the usual suspects? It was Devour Worm. Welcome in, brother. I knew it was going to be one of you guys. All right, off we go. Jake Roberts, Josh Roberts. Take the Snake Roberts up the front there, apparently. Let's go to the racing camps. Let's go to the special camps. Hey, how are you, mate? I am good. Middle of the racing week, well, no, middle of the week for me. Wednesday morning, end of the racing week for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. So our last broadcast for the week, and then I get to have some fun, play some games. So looking forward to that. Portion out, lap 5 of 20 in our Conti race for the MOTOWEAR International Limited late models. Let's see if we can't see where that might have pointed. I think it's Alan Hunt, looks like. Let's have a look here, Mr. Hunt, 72. Excuse me. Renegade 72 machine right there. Just slid up the track a little bit into the wall. Lost that front right as well as suffering a little bit of damage up there. Oh, bloody hiccups. squeezed some of his breakfast in. I slept in a little bit. Lap Consi race. Still got our 75 lap main event to come. That one is going to be a doozy. Dawson Potter, our race leader in the Consi. Josh Roberts has fallen back to second. Brian Angel in third. John Bennett fourth. Mikey Mixter rounds out our top five. The other five positions: Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges, Jonathan Foxworth, Brett Vanwood, and Alan Hunt, who's 3 laps down. Looking for an inside line pole position, behind pole position start here with this victory. If we can take it out. Josh Roberts obviously would also like it. There's Mikey Mixter back there, the top 5 spot. He'd like to race his way up, but he'd also like to keep an eye on the guys behind him, make sure they don't have any opportunities as well. Lap 17 of 20, almost got this Consi wrapped up. Potter's still holding on. Josh Roberts really trying to make something work, but he's on that low line, and we know that Josh much prefers the high line. Brian Angel back there behind them as well as John Bennett, Mikey Mixter. It might be coming down with something like a gesture. This is the white flag lap for the Consi, the last chance for Josh Roberts to secure victory. He is not going to do it. Dawson Potter will take out the B main. Make sure he's aware that he knows he was Dawson's aware that he was back there behind him. All right, so a bit flat today, really flat. Alan Hunt finished in 10th. Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanwood 9th. Oh my ear. B-main Bandit Jonathan Foxworth in 8th. Wayne Bridges finished 7th. Motoing Mafia's Mike Davis in 6th. Mikey Mixter in 5th. J&J Motorsports and Band Motorsports driver John Bennett in 4th. 3rd, Brian Angel for Yoda Outlaws. J&J Motorsports, Josh Roberts in 2nd. Dawson Potter, KHR's very own, wins the B main. Our grid for our feature race. Obviously, Travis McDonald will go to the rear of field, so it's going to be Chris Standridge and Dawson Potter. Chris Standridge and Josh Roberts on that front row. Dawson Potter, John Bennett, second row, third row, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, fourth row, Mike Commissioner Jonathan Foxworth, fifth row will be Wayne Bridges and Alan Hunt, sixth row will be Brett Vanderwood and Travis McDonald. I see the 92 pulling out. Oh, he picked up his first win last week, didn't he? He did, I missed that. A lap Cruisey race underwater. Sorry, cut through feature. Oh my God, Bob! Feature race underway. Motor International Limited late models. All right, just while this is going around here, 2 moments. I've just got to step away from the microphone. I'll be back. No, it sucks. Alright, caution has come out. Chance to reset, sort of have a look and see where we're at, try and get this broadcast back under control. Red flag, yellow flag, no crash. Could have been John Bennett potentially. Let's have a look at it. Jack the Goat 123TT followed. Thank you, Jack the Goat. Appreciate you, man. Welcome in. Not sure if you're here to watch some particular race, let me know, and we'll make sure they get captured on the screens. But this is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's MOTOWEAR International Limited Late Model Competition. We're currently here at Weedsport USA. We've been through 2 heat races, a Cruisey race, 5 laps into our 75 lap feature race. You're my favourite stuff. Okay, so yeah, so the crowd is usually built up of 2 different groups of people. 1, iRacing fans, and 2, fat duckers that come over and see the other thing that I do online. Welcome in, brother. Alright, off we go and race lap 60 and 75. Still considerable amount of laps to come. Sarah Bright Angel, George Potter, Mikey Wicks is the 5. Let them get settled in first though, try and get a few laps in. 12 cars are the total. Josh Roberts, Chris Davis, Brian Angel, George Potter, Mikey Wicks is the 5. Alan Hunt, Jonathan Foxworth, Mike Davis, Trust Bell, Jonathan Bennett, John Bennett rather, the 6 to 10. Brett Vanderwood and Wayne Bridges in at that 11 spot. So yeah, Jack, this is what I do. So been doing iRacing, broadcasting, commentating for online racing leagues for about 4 or 5 years now. Eventually get around one day streaming that though. One day. That's fifth of the way into this race. We've still got freaking 60 laps to go. Holy crap, that's a lot of racing still to come. There's a lot of people that'll be your friend in Fat Duck, mate. It's got to be an appealable person. If you can find me in the city, we'll consider it. Alright, Josh Roach, Chris Sarah, Brian Angel, still that top 3. Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixer, 4th and 5th. Alan Hunt, Jonathan Fox, Phil Denham, Trevor McDonald, that'll get out for 8th and 9th. Mike Davis in that 10th spot. Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood rounding out our 11th and 12th spots. Flag running now, still a lot, over 50 laps still to come in this battle though, so still a lot of racing. These boys thought their knuckles were turning white already, they've still got a long way to go. Josh Roberts to that race leader, Chris Davis to Brian Angel 1, 2 and 3, Dawson Potter and Mikey Mixer 4th and 5th. Excuse me. Bobbeth75 as these boys have settled into a couple of distinct packs. Josh Robertson breaking away from that main front pack. Standridge, Bright Angel at the bottom, Mikey Mixter grouped up there, second and fifth. Then behind them you've got Alan Hunt, Foxworth, John Bennett, Travis McDonald. Then behind them another group which is Mike Davis and Wayne Bridges. And we're coming up as lap traffic on the high line there in front of Josh. Please no contact, please no contact, please no contact. All teammates, the 8 and the 22 get into each other. Chris goes up into the wall. That is going to be the caution. Damn. Mentioned that yesterday, Chris. Just trying to keep it clean and off the other teammates and sort of run interference for him, and ends up coming into contact. Right, they've lined back up. We're going to get this one back underway. We won't even get up to the starting cams like I normally should do here, Bob. Brian Angel and Josh Robertson up front row. Dawson Potter and Mike Mixter second row. Jonathan Foxworth and Alan Hunt on the third row. Fourth will be Travis McDonald and John Bennett. Mike Davis and Wayne Bridges on that fifth row. Chris Standridge and Brett Vanderwood, teammates. And the two cars in that last caution. In the pits still. Looks like Chris might be making a move towards the exit. Rejoining our race. Brett will stay in the pits. Brian Angel has moved in to our race lead. Josh Roberts falling back to second with Dawson Potter in third. Mikey Mixter in fourth alongside the 29 of Jonathan Foxworth. Jonathan down low, Mikey Mixter up high. 72 of Alan Hunt behind them with John Bennett, Travis McDonald, Mike Davis. Wayne Bridges, Chris Standridge a little bit further back down the pack. It looks like Brett Vanderwood's still in the pits. Check something out. There's Morgan's car. 13. Right, let's look at our cameras. What do we got? We want chase. Rear chase. That's the word. Can't quite see it, but I'm pretty sure he's got Mr. Bean on his helmet as his face. I thought it was quite funny. 75. It's around the halfway mark here. 37 more laps to go. inside the right window cam. This race well and truly into its swings. Awesome Potter, third and fourth. Mikey Mr. back there at fifth. And it's quite a different top five. Josh Roberts and Brian Angel up there as well. Normally we have a few more Yoda Outlaws guys up there, but not today. Down lap 45 to 75. Too much the 92 Wayne Briggs. Let's have a look. It's Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges 92 to 99. Just a little bit of a slide up the track, a little bit of a racing contact, nothing serious. All right, looks like they're going to get this one lined back up and we'll get started in just a moment. Pace truck is left, single file restart. Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, Dawson Potter, Jonathan Foxworth, Mikey, Mr. Alan Hunt, John Bennett, transmitted on Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges, Chris Standridge. Chris Vanwood unfortunately still in the pits. Laps to go. Still a lot. That's basically a main event right there with the amount of laps remaining, and these guys have raced 49 laps already. Josh Roberts, Brian Angel side by side, then Dawson Potter and Jonathan Fox with that. Basically 2x2 racing at the moment. Josh able to get that slight advantage of Brian on exit. Pretty tightly packed, that top 5, top 6. Not a lot of room anywhere there. Oh, that just copy done. Alright, caution has come out. This one will be, I think, our 4th, maybe, for the event. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. One that looks like it was Not registered. Might have been John Bennett by the looks of it. Looks like we're going to get another single file restart on our hands. It's going to be lap 51 or 52. I'm not sure. I can never tell where we are at these points in the caution. I say we'll be on lap 52 when we start. It'll reset to lap 51. I say we'll lap 51 and it'll click over to 52. All right, let's lock it in. It is lap 51 of that 75. Tick back though. It's lap 52 of 75. I knew if I committed it'd be wrong. Josh Roberts, Brian Adrian on the Fox, of course, Michael Mix of the 5 as we get this one back underway. Car field as Brett Van was still in the pits 25 laps ago. Watching it from there. Standridge currently 11th, Mike Davis 10th, John Bennett 9th, Wayne Bridges 8th, Alan Hunt 7th, Mike Mister 6th at top 5. Dawson, Potter, Travis McDonald, Jonathan Foxworth, Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, our race leader as our caution comes out. John Bennett back there behind Alan Hunt. Slides up, yeah, just got a bit of a slide on entry into turns, just shooting up a little bit. That puts him into the outside wall. Currently the pits, 10 cars on the track. There's going to be Josh Roberts, Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, Travis McDonald, Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter, Alan Hunt, John Bennett, Mike Davis, and Chris Standridge. Racing in laps 56 and 75, 20 more to come. It's a lot of racing action. That 5 has been fairly consistent. Of caution, straight back out. I've tried to hold this as best I could, but I can't. So just going to go quiet for about 2 minutes. Just going to go to the little Bobbeth TV's room. I'll be back in a moment. All right, we are back. I apologise for that dead air. For that time, we're in caution 61 of 75 laps in. Bozzy in the Twitch chat with a slap. Slap yourself. Where are we at? We won't bother looking at... Josh Roberts went to the pits. So he was part of that previous crash. Our new race leader, Brian Angel. Looks like it's going to be Brian Angel, Jonathan at Foxworth, Travis McDonald, Dawson, Potter, Alan Hunt, Mikey Mixter, Mike Davis, Chris Standridge, Wayne Bridges, Josh Roberts and John Bennett. If we get a chance, we'll go back and have a look at that. With Travis McDonald, Alan Hunt, Dawson, Potter, that is the new top 5. John Bennett has retired, Brett Vanderwood in the pits. So just 2 drivers retired, 10 on the track still. Excuse me. Space, 92, Wayne Bridges behind him. $75, 10 to go. It's 9 to go now. As Brian Andrew continues this race, lead up into the wall a little bit there. Hopefully not enough to take on that speed. Jonathan Foxworth will try and close that gap. So will Travis McDonald. Mikey mixed Alan Hunt. There's Travis McDonald in third there. Jonathan Foxworth just ahead of him. That is the leader, Brian Angel. Up on the final 5 laps of this massive night of racing for the Motor International Limited Late Models, Knuckleheadz iRacing League. This is the end of their racing week. Sunday night US, Monday morning Australian. They start off with KP Plumbing, Milton Mods, and the Greeks Monument Dirt Street Stocks. Then Monday night US, Tuesday morning Australian. It is the Wayneswood Arse Racing Series, Asphalt Street Stocks, along with the Shula Racing Series. And of course, Tuesday nights US, Wednesday morning Australian. We have this one, the MOTOWEAR International Late Models. They are tightly packed, at least for second and third there. Travis McDonald and Jonathan Fox with Brian Angel is going to have to try and hold off 2 challenges here. Going to better give focus to a certain amount of space. So Travis McDonald's going to try and make that move on the inside. Jonathan Foxworth down there as well. Might have ourselves a close finish here, guys. Travis getting that nose down as close to that wall as he possibly can. That's going to move him up into the race lead. Brian's going to pull back to second, Jonathan third, as we've got 2 laps to go. Out of 3 and 4 for that last time. What a finish there. Those last 5 laps really nullifying the previous 70. and literally coming down to that final run, which Travis McDonald has taken the victory. We'll just wait for the final results to come through as the rest of the drivers finish up. There we go, results available. Let's have a look here. So in 12th, we know the Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanderwood has secured that spot. J&J Motorsports, BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett in 11th. Wayne's World Racing Series, Wayne Bridges in 10th. Yoda Outlaws, Chris Dandridge 9th. Modiga Mafia's Mike Davis in 8th. Josh Roberts from J&J Motorsports finished in 7th. Alan Hunt in 6th. Our top 5 was Mikey Mixter, K Charles Round, Dawson Potter in 4th. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 3rd. Yoda Outlaws teammate Brian Angel finished 2nd after a very late run pass by Travis McDonald. Gives Travis the victory here tonight. Continues on that points run. Let's jump into the booth and have a chat with him. His details up on the screen. All right, Travis McDonald in the booth. Had a good run. Skipped the Consi. You won that second heat. That puts you straight through to the feature race based on the advancement. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, due to the points lead, you did have to take an EOL in that race there, Travis, along with Wayne Bridges, who got his first win in the late models last week, and had to race your way up. Now, 75 laps. Not a lot of cautions. I mean, there were some cautions in that race. I think final count was about 6. Let's have a quick look. Actually, probably a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 yellow flags. Were they more beneficial to you moving up through the field? Were they a bit annoying? Talk us through that first half of the race.
The first half, well, I mean, yeah, cautions did help because it grouped everybody back up, but I didn't even pay any attention to the laps until I set fast time a couple times. I don't know, like 10, 12. I don't know. It was 15 laps in right at it. Then when John said, well, look at your relative or something, I can't remember what he said. And I looked down, I seen it at 75 laps. Like, oh, hell with this. I'm slowing up. I got to save some tires. I mean, I kept a good pace, but after I realized we had that many laps, I was just pretty much just guiding, just
Yep.
trying to hold on and push it the last, 20 laps maybe. And that's pretty much what I done. I just I kept try to keep a steady pace. And if I got around somebody that was A plus, if I didn't, I just hung there
Yep.
until they messed up. Then come around them.
Now,
But
I did. Sorry, you go.
the last 10 laps was intense, like bad. Like I didn't know which way to
Mm.
go because Foxworth was
Yeah.
picking up for Brian, and
That was such a great
the
top
track
3
was
run.
slick.
Oh wow! Like
Oh yeah,
you, Brian and Jonathan, those last 5, those last 7 or 8 laps. Oh, dude, that was so much fun to watch. It was and props to Brian. He had to sort of put as much attention to the right cars as he could, and unfortunately wasn't able to keep you both covered. You were able to get around him, but yeah, that for something that Josh Roberts, obviously, he was one of the ones that we thought was going to be in with a chance as well earlier in the race. He had a good run until that last one of those late cautions sort of got him involved. And it looked like that. It looked like that some of the cars just sort of ran out of race a little bit towards the end. So for us to get to those final, like the final 5 laps, really were the most raciest between the 3 of you, where you and Jonathan were literally side by side. Brian's trying to work out, should I go mid low or mid high? Which one do I block and things like that. So is it okay as a driver? Is it frustrating if you race 70 laps and it comes down to the last 5, or as a person who got the win? Do you not care that the last 70 laps didn't count and that these last 5 laps were sort of the main, with the race?
I mean, yeah, a lot of times the last 5 laps is what counts. Don't get me wrong, but I enjoyed every bit of it because you got to play strategy. You don't want to burn tires up. You
Hmm.
don't want to race nobody. You don't want to bump anybody. So you're trying to stay clean as possible, but get around. What was it, 13 cars? Uh, it was tough. I mean, the last 5 was more intense. Is where you had to really,
Mm.
as a driver, pay more attention, not screw up, run a line, hit it because the track had got so slick. If you stepped on the fuel, you were spinning, you wouldn't get nobody. I tapped the wall there, I think
A couple
2 or
times,
3
yeah.
to
Yeah.
yeah, it about ate me that one time towards the end there. It pretty much almost gave Brian his position back.
Mm.
And I gathered it up real quick and thought, hey, you're in the field too hard. That's the reason you hit the wall. You got 2 sideways. But other than that, I mean, it was at the end of the race, it was anybody's race up front if you just throttle control and hit your marks. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it boiled down to. And that's the only reason I come through the field like I did is because I had the high line working earlier, but I was scared to use it later in the race because you had to run so high in the late race. I was afraid of touching the wall coming out of forward and messing spoiler up.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, that's how high you had to run it. It was fast and it would give you a heck of a straightaway speed. Uh, Pretty much 3 and 4 if you apex it just a little bit, set it up in the corner where you could just miss that turn 4 wall. You were down there in the dry, so you got some traction down there.
Yep.
It wouldn't dry slick. It had some moisture there. Really, you could tell the difference. It was dry. It was just like glass slick, a little like dry slick. Then it
And
was
just bite.
moisture. And
Yeah.
as long as
Yeah.
you could keep your left rear in that moisture and your right rear kind of on that dry, you had traction to go. Uh, 1 and 2 was kind of a tricky deal. It was either enter mid track and slide up towards the wall and just ride that lip around and get some speed, or you pretty much had to back out a little bit of the flag stand, tap the brake, and dang near take out turn 1 wall and
Yeah.
just stay low line, like literally just creep around the low line until you got past turn 2 wall and then get back in the throttle. Because if you done anything else, you were just spinning. Like
Yeah.
you could coast that around the track and catch about anybody if they were running mid or high because you still had momentum, but you had a lot of traction down there.
Yep. Yep. That was sort of wasting a lot of that speed with the spinning of the tires, so to speak. It definitely looked like a challenging race. Weedsport, I find for myself, is a hard track as it is. It's a tough one to get up to speed, especially late models. The limited's even more so, because
Right.
if you're not up to speed fully, setting in that first turn, which on paper looks kind of easy, but with that way that as you say, that turn 1 wall sort of pokes, you've really got to take it a couple of certain ways to make sure you've got that speed to get down to the third entry and carry that run in, and getting that car up to speed before that is quite tricky. So we did see that a little bit. I felt like some of the guys might have carried too much speed into the turns and found that they were hitting the wall with that right rear, but it was flinging that front right into the wall as well. Like it was sort of doing that ricochet sort of motion, and those that were able to keep that under control, yeah, they were losing a little bit of speed, but not enough to lose position. It was just that you sort of have to use that straight away to build and hope that your next set entry into the turns is good. But because of the way, as I say, because of the way we're looking at it now, because of the way Weedsport sort of said it's a big D-shaped track, it really can be tricky just to keep those marks. The entry, it's sort of like the corners are opposites. The way that you would take 1 and 2 is the opposite to how you take 3 and 4 because of the shape of them. And I think that real estate was really probably the biggest obstacle out there tonight, even with the 12 cars, because while it does look a bit wider, Weedsport, as you know, the late models, I don't know, they once you get more than 2 wide on this track, it just seems to take up a little bit extra space.
Yes, it does.
Well, that wraps up our racing week, and like we said yesterday, that's going to push you a little bit further in the points in this next competition. I believe you're actually about 10 or 11 points up coming into tonight. Actually, make that 17. Jonathan Foxworth and Brian Angel second and third. They were second and third the other way around. So while that gap will extend, they are still nipping at your heels and battling each other for second place. So there's a couple of bragging rights spots still available in the season with about 6 races to go. That wraps up the racing week, so no more racing for the Knuckle. No, that's a lie. Knuckleheadz iRacing League does have one more race. That's tomorrow. It's just not broadcast. So best of luck with that. Best of luck with whatever other racing you might have before Sunday night US, Monday morning Australian when we come back and do it all over again. But before I let you go, Trav, friends, family, sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out to?
I have a lovely wife and kids for supporting me, wanting me to race and enjoying it, and shop for allowing me to. Then, like always, we appreciate you for broadcasting for us and what you do, and all the group guys and girls that we have in the league, really pays off a lot too. Good group of fellas to race with. We raced nose to tail tonight. I almost rubbed a couple times them in Dawson, but we all had fun and we all had a good position and a good race out of it. None of us spun, so that's always a plus. Feel sorry for Josh though. He had bad luck for a couple races already,
Yep.
and hopefully John gets his internet fixed tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. We're starting to see him. Yeah, it's like once a week at most lately. So the more we see you on screen, John, the better it will be. Also, Chad, get back on the track. Chad, jump on that horse. Get back on it, brother. I know he's having a bit of a crisis of confidence in his racing, so hasn't been around it this week. It's another one that needs to get back out there and jump on that bull and show it who's a boss. But tonight, there can only be one winner, and that is yourself, my man. Congratulations. Had a bit of a momentum run this week with the victories, so keep it up. Like I said yesterday, we'll have you back in the booth anytime we can. The next day is definitely anytime we can, but that is also fully in your control. So, look, I have little doubt we'll be talking again sometime soon. But until then, man, best of luck and congratulations.
Thank you, Bob, man. You have a good day.
You too, brother. Bye. All right, that was Travis McDonald, T-Mac picking up the victory here tonight. We've got Alan Hunt and Brian Angel in the chat. Nice win, T-Mac. Nice win, Travis. Devara Web, cheers for the stream, Bob. Have a good one. You too, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in. Anyone who bothers, whether you chat or not, I don't mind. It's just awesome to know that you've come along and are watching some of this awesome racing. Big shout out to Devara Worm, Alan Hunt, Brian Angel, Bozzy, Jack the Goat, who else? Josh Roberts, Dawson Potter, everyone else that tuned in. Thank you so much. That's us for the racing week. We'll be back Sunday night US, Monday morning Australian to do it all over again. But until then, you know the drill. My name's Bob. Love is all. Bye.